Well, the government, in, I think, a false pursuit of sustaining GDP and an inability to fix our own broken labour market, has thrown open the doors to low-skilled work. If you look at the minimum wage that you need to achieve in order to get a work visa, it's £26,000. That's more than 20% less than the median wage of the average British worker. So the effect of that is effectively to undercut British workers, keep a lid on wages, give British workers who are already being taxed to hell with a government that's effectively bust, no real incentive to come to work because they don't get adequately paid. We are operating a third world economic, low-skilled economy. There's no impetus for upskilling, for automation, for moving the economy from that sort of low-skilled base into what we should be.
That's not an immigration problem. I think it's about just people in generally who are not really willing to work. At the end of the day, we have a lot of people that want to come here to build their lives. They actually don't want to leave their homes. They don't actually choose to.
We're not talking about people who are...
At the end of the day, regardless of who you think you're talking about, when we are talking about these things about, it's giving more opportunity to the underskilled and taking away jobs from, the people that really need it, it's really...
No, it's not about who needs it.
The trouble is, there are so many different facets to this.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but can I just ask, because we're out of time, technically, I want to ask you both, just briefly, Faima, in terms of the integration issue, would there be fewer problems in the UK with how we perceive migration if people came in, ended up being more like Ben, because presumably your heritage with a name like Habib, somewhere down the line. But Ben, obviously, if you don't mind me saying, is very sort of westernised.
Well, my mother's born and bred United Kingdom. My father's born and bred Pakistan. So I'm half.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I am born and bred in South Africa, coming from an apartheid state when I was a child, and coming here, for equal opportunities in the West. So we can't just say just because I look and be in a particular way, you probably won't even assume that I actually was born and bred in South Africa. It's got nothing to do with that. I think integration is about the fact that we just have our own prejudice and we just don't know how to actually understand the world better. And if you're well educated and well travelled, you'll realise
I think that's totally underestimating the extent of the
bias.
No, it's not.
It is, because you
not at all.
Come from a particular thought and frame of mind, then you were obviously going to say, this is how it
and this is where the whole point about interacting with other cultures is for diversity of thought. And what you've just tried to do is shut down discussion. What you're trying to say is, if you're not prepared... Can I finish? What you're saying is, if you're not prepared to accept our views in our culture, the way we express them, then it's you who's being bigoted.
We come here and we abide by the law of the land. No one's saying it's got to be our way.
But no one's suggesting you're not abiding by the law of the land. What I'm suggesting is that for a homogeneous, harmonious society, you have to have shared values and you have to come together.
And that is happening.
And it is not happening. We have got multi-ethnic silos, ghettos developing right across the United Kingdom. We saw it with the anti-Israeli marches. We saw it in Leicester a few months ago when ethnic Pakistanis kicked off against ethnic Indians over a cricket match in which England wasn't even playing.
With every culture, every society.
No, we've got to.
It's not just about a minority issue.
No, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. There is an outright assault on Western democracies from unbridled immigration all the way from Europe, the United Kingdom, and the United States.
It just seems like there's just West against the East.
No, it is not.
With certain cultures that are actually favoured more than the others.
It is. That is trying to introduce prejudice into a debate where no prejudice, at least in my mind, exists. This has got nothing to do.
You're the one that mentioned certain cultures and things. I didn't. You're the one that
I'm talking about the necessity for shared values and a harmonious... No, we do not share values.
Chaos in the heart of London. The city streets, once the
Hey!